Hey folks, thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Justin Warmoth. Thanks for joining us for News 6 Extra on this Friday. It is Friday, July 11th, and we have a lot to talk about, a lot happening here in Central Florida. And we do want to lead off with a big update on a story that we've been following for quite some time now. About a couple of years ago, this made national headlines. The video especially made national headlines. A mother facing charges of negligence after her son, an 11-year-old son, got a hold of a loaded gun in her car and shot two other kids at a football practice in Apopka. Well, she just appeared in court today and changed her plea. A big development with this. News 6's Mark Lehman was in court and has the latest.
Before today's hearing, the mother of the young shooting victim faced up to 5 years in prison for allowing her child to access her firearm. Now, with a change of plea, she's avoiding further time behind bars. 35-year-old Sherelle Johnson appeared before a judge today and at times appeared emotional as she changed her plea to a count of felony negligence. Johnson pleading no contest to the charge that stemmed from this scene nearly 2 years ago. Video shows Johnson's 11-year-old son grabbing a gun from his mom's car, opening fire and shooting two 13-year-olds. Johnson's son was arrested on attempted murder charges, and Johnson was arrested 2 months later after the state attorney's office said her weapon wasn't secured and inside a worn cardboard box. According to the arrest report, all three boys were arguing over a bag of chips during a Pop Warner football practice. By changing her plea today, Johnson was sentenced to 1 year of community control, which is a strict form of house arrest, and 2 years of supervised probation. In court today, the prosecution read a statement from one of the victim's mothers about the impact this has had on her family.
Based upon your negligence, you have caused permanent and lifelong pain, suffering, and damage to an entire family, not just my family, but directly to two other families and the many others who were present when this traumatic event occurred. Not only does my child have a physical scar, he as well has out family other types of scars that you cannot see.
On top of house arrest and probation, Johnson was also ordered to write a letter of apology to the victims' families and complete 100 hours of community service. The judge also said there could be a hearing in 60 days where further restitution could be discussed. For now, reporting in Orlando, Mark Lehman, News 6.
All right, so a big update with that story. Thank you, Mark. We're also following the latest when it comes to the horrific tragedy that happened and continues to unfold in Texas with that flood. The flooding is just, it's horrible. We've seen the videos, and today the president and the first lady will be in Texas. They're actually en route, and this is a live look at the airstrip there where the president is expected to land and then go on a tour here. And this is in Kerrville, Texas, of course. A matter of minutes they're expected to be here. Natalie Brand from CBS has the very latest on what the president is expected to do once he does arrive in Texas.
President Trump and the First Lady headed to Texas to tour the flood devastation and meet with first responders and families of victims.
It's a horrible thing, Nobody can even believe it, such a thing. That much water that fast.
This week, the president has avoided talking about plans announced last month to phase out the Federal Emergency Management Agency.
It's extremely expensive. And again, when you have a tornado or a hurricane or you have a problem of any kind, in a state, that's what you have governors for. They're supposed to fix those problems.
We asked OMB Director Russ Vought if that's still the administration's plan.
The president has said to Texas it needs anything it needs, it will get. We also want FEMA to be reformed. We want FEMA to work well. And, the president is going to continue to be asking tough questions of all of his agencies.
The Trump administration also continues to send out tariff letters this week, with one now out to one of the largest trading partners, threatening a 35% levy on Canadian goods.
Prime Minister Mark Carney on social media said the Canadian government has steadfastly defended our workers and businesses. We will continue to do so as we work towards the revised deadline of August 1st.
The baseline will take effect the 1st of August, but obviously, as the president's made clear, there are opportunities for adjustments based on arrangements that could be made between now and then.
Amid global trade tensions, Secretary of State Marco Rubio met in person with his Chinese counterpart for the first time.
I thought it was a very constructive and positive meeting.
Rubio said the odds are high that President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping could hold face-to-face talks soon. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
And we're going to have much more coverage throughout the day as the president tours the devastation there and talks with first responders, victims, and gets a full scope of the recovery efforts underway in Texas. Keep it here on News 6. We also want to turn now to the latest on the investigation with suspended Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez. Of course, he is bonded out of jail following his arrest on the illegal gambling operation, the alleged illegal gambling operation that took him down and some other co-defendants. Well, News 6 investigator Mike DeForest uncovered some new documents that revealed that the alleged operation wasn't just happening in Osceola County, but all throughout Central Florida in some cases. Here's his latest.
Up until last year, this office park behind me was home to Dreamers Arcade, which law enforcement called an illegal gambling house. Now, these newly released court records show that establishment, along with several others like it here in Lake County, are tied to the investigation into suspended Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez and his 5 co-defendants. Last summer, the Lake County Sheriff's Office raided Dreamers Arcade, hauling away about 100 gaming machines and seizing nearly $50,000 cash from the business. Similar raids have occurred over the years at other internet cafes and gaming establishments, including Jungle Hut in Leesburg and Eclipse Social Club in Kissimmee. Now, tonight, it's still unclear exactly how all those gaming businesses may be connected to each other, and we do not know yet many specific details about Lopez's alleged involvement in the operation. But what we do know is that the criminal case prosecutors are building against Lopez and his co-defendants do not involve just one illegal casino or 2 illegal casinos, but possibly as many as 5, most of them here in Lake County. Interestingly, these court records show some of those gambling houses here in Central Florida are linked to shell companies that are registered thousands of miles away from here in Wyoming. It appears that is also part of law enforcement's investigation. Reporting in Claremont, Mike DeForest, News 6.
All right, thank you, Mike. We have so much more coming up here on News 6 Extra. We're going to have your weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. It's going to be a hot one, big shocker there. We also have some activities and some things happening all throughout Central Florida. Michelle Morgan with that. And Lake Mary Little League gearing up for a return, possibly, to the Little League World Series. We're going to have an update on how things are going as they try to make history once again. We'll be right back. Welcome back to News 6 Extra. I'm Justin Mormith. Well, get this. Lake Mary Little League is gearing up for another run at the Little League World Series. It was about a year ago now where they went to Williamsport and ended up winning the entire thing. I got to go along for that journey, which was just a highlight. And now they are reloaded, and they have a couple returning players from last year's team. News 6 Sports Director Jamie Say got to take a look.
We've been practicing a lot, and we're going to try to make it back to Williamsport.
It is not easy to get there, and the practices are going to get harder and harder.
That was Joseph and Colin, two members of the 2025 Lake Mary All-Stars, coached by last year's World Series winner, Jonathan Anderson.
It's wonderful to coach a group of boys willing to put in the work that's needed to win.
The 2025 group features 2 returning players and 10 newcomers who have grown up in the area's youth baseball system. They're getting better as a team by coming together as a team.
Our team is really good this year because we all work together and we all strive together. We don't just only worry about ourselves. Instead of trying to go hit a home run, just get on base and pass it to the next guy in the lineup.
We have this saying, if you pull the rope against each other, it doesn't work out as well because you're not working together. If you pull the rope with each other, you pull the rope and you defeat the other team.
The philosophy is working well. The Lake Mary All-Stars rolled to another district championship. Now they're on to sectionals and play a doubleheader Saturday in DeLand.
I'm super excited. It's like one more step to Williamsport.
That was one of the first things, is to tell them that you got to take one game at a time. It's one goal at a time. It's districts, then it's sectionals, then it's states. Nothing's giving to us.
They know there's a lot of baseball games to win to get to Williamsport, but if they make it,
it'll probably be the best summer.
Well, that's what they said last year. It's our summer. That was their motto, and boy, was it their summer last year. So interesting because after going to Williamsport and talking to the parents, talking to the coaches, and talking to them after they won it all, they always went back to the work they put in this time of year in the summer, 2-a-days, in fact. And so we'll see what happens. We're wishing them the best. All right, so when it comes to the weather today, hot, we know that. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos giving us our weekend forecast.
Yeah, Justin, the heat is going to be on, and that's going to be the real story all weekend long, and including your Friday, as rain chances for the most part will be kind of on the lower side. So that is going to give plenty of time for those temperatures to really crank up. Our actual temperatures today are going to continue to heat up to near 95 degrees, 96 in some spots, but it will be feeling more like 100 to 107. Now, just because rain chances are on the lower end doesn't mean that we're completely dry. We are going to see a little bit of rain, but more scattered in nature as we start early next week. Look at the heat index already. We're closing in on those triple digits at the lunchtime hour, but we're going to continue to heat up even further, up to about 100 to 105 degrees. So as we take you here throughout the next few hours, within the next hour or so, we will start to see some scattered showers develop. We will have that east and west coast sea breeze try firing up, and where they kind of come together and collide, we will have that potential for some slow moving storms, but really not much. And then as we head into your Saturday afternoon, same story. About 24 hours from now, we'll be dealing with the same kind of thing. Still talking about those very hot temperatures, as well as that decent chance for a few scattered showers in the forecast. But I do think that the majority of us will stay relatively dry for both Saturday and Sunday as well. So as we take you here hour by hour, again, we're getting close to 95 already, with rain chances, again, increasing up to about a 40 to 50%. But let's talk weekend real quick. We do have the Cocoa Beach Air Show that's going on all weekend long there along our coast. Tons of sunshine. Our breeze is going to be light out of the south. On Sunday, rain chances do go up just a bit, but I do think that most of the events should be pretty much over with by the time the rain kind of moves in. Also going on along our coastline, we've got red snapper season. It's a 2-day, so we have one more day tomorrow. No advisories in the forecast either today or tomorrow. Bays are going to be at a light chop. Sea is only about 1 to 2 feet. We'd love to see the photos, by the way, so please send us your weather pins on our clickorlando.com/pins or in our Free News 6 weather app. We'd love to see your fresh catch of the day with all those huge red snappers out there. But anyway, as we head into the weekend, again, we're going to continue to keep that big ridge of high pressure in control. But notice there's a quick little spin going on as we enter into early Monday and Tuesday. That low will have that potential shifting into the Gulf by the middle part of next week, which will have that potential of possibly becoming a little more tropical as we head into next week. But nonetheless, we're going to see rain chances on the rise as that tropical moisture again continues to push in. So anytime between now and the next 7 days, Most of Central Florida could rack up some significant rainfall, very beneficial, not a huge flooding threat unless we get caught under some of those slow-moving storms. We can see we're up to about 2 to 3 inches of rainfall when it's all said and done by next weekend. Quick look at the tropics. No new tropical development is expected within the next 7 days, but slightly beyond that 7-day mark, we're going to be watching to see if the National Hurricane Center starts highlighting that potential for development, where the Climate Prediction Center tends to look out a little farther than the National Hurricane Center. They've been kind of honing in on this zone in the Gulf, giving it about a 20% chance that something could develop by the middle and end of next week. We, of course, will be watching and letting you know if anything kind of changes and updates. But until then, we are looking kind of summer-like over the next couple of days, feeling like the triple digits with a decent shot for rain every afternoon.
Very Florida-like forecast. Thank you, Candace. And yeah, we know it's going to be hot this weekend, but we know you have plans and you're looking for plans out there. There's no shortage of activities in Central Florida. Meteorologist Michelle Morgan has your 6 things to do this weekend.
I'm meteorologist Michelle Morgan, and it is going to be a hot and humid weekend across Central Florida with a few showers. But don't let that stop any of your outdoor plans. I'm here in Mount Dora at the Yard Stop Garden Center, where the annual butterfly release will be happening. I spoke with Zoe Daniels, the marketing coordinator, about what you can expect.
So our butterfly release overall, yes, is of course to bring families and kids into the nature, but also to educate them on the importances to having them in your garden. And in the past, we did have multiple times where monarchs are just landing all over you. So there is going to be the opportunity to hold them yourselves.
It all starts at 8 a.m. The Air Dot Show returns to Cocoa Beach this weekend with a variety of performers. Beach viewing is free, premium seats available for purchase. In Kissimmee, Meekum Auctions brings its 6th annual Florida Summer Special this weekend at Osceola Heritage Park. The event will feature around 1,500 classic and collector cars. It starts at 8. Kick off your Saturday with some fun plant lectures, then stick around to sip, sample, and enjoy tropical fruits and gourmet dishes at the Fruit Fest at Bach Tower Gardens. It all begins at 9 a.m. Get into the holiday spirit with a tropical twist at the Florida Mall. Enjoy Santa visits, snowfall, and beachy vibes with flamingos and beach balls. Snap a photo with Santa and Mrs. Claus, starting this weekend from 10 to 4 p.m. Celebrate Peruvian culture at Lake Eola Sunday starting at noon. Enjoy live music, dance, delicious cuisine, artisan vendors, and family fun. Want to let me know about an event happening next weekend? Head over to our News 6 app or clickorlando.com. Just click Contact Us.
All right, we got plenty to offer here in Central Florida. As always, we appreciate you joining us for News 6 Extra on this Friday. Justin Wormuth signing out. Hope you have a great Friday and a great weekend.